Hi, my name is Brandy Shea. I'm the office administrator at the Bruins.
Hi, this is Becky Tate, operations manager for the Estevan Bruins. You're watching the Beef Bar Bruin Banter TV with Josh Lewis.
Welcome back to the Beef Bar Bruin Banter TV. I'm joined by Roger Taguna, one of the newest members of the Estevan Bruins. Roger, you came in a week ago from Battlefords. You didn't have a vehicle, so you came down on the North Stars bus to play for the Bruins against the North Stars. Had to be a weird experience. What was that like?
Yeah, it was a little awkward at sometimes, you're walking back to use the washroom or whatever, and you're walking by the guys that you're going to be playing, and there's a good sport about it, and it wasn't too bad.
Were you guys doing any beaking about what you were going to do to each other a couple hours later?
Yeah, there were a couple chirps, a couple bows thrown in the bus, but it was all in good fun, and we all knew that we were going to be playing against each other and that we weren't going to hold anything back, so it was a little fun, a little different.
So what's that like? You get to the rink, instead of going with the Stars to their room, you have to find your way to the other room. You don't know any of your teammates or anything like that, and you've got to play a game in 2 hours, so you got to get to know them quickly.
Yeah, it was a little awkward when we were getting off the bus, I guess, and I'm picking up my stuff and not going down the same dressing room as them, and kind of just said my goodbyes, and then seen them again on the ice a couple hours later and with my new team, but had to do what we had to do, I guess.
Yeah. So you're originally from Rankin Inlet in Nunavut. You don't see a whole lot of guys playing hockey at this level from that area, but just tell us about how you wound up first playing midget in Manitoba and then playing junior hockey in Saskatchewan.
Well, played for the North Stars in Thompson, and that's usually where guys from Rankin or I guess around Nunavut go to play midget AAA if they want to, and made the team when I was 16, and then Melville picked me up when I was done my midget career, and then kind of bounced around the league a bit and ended up here.
So, when you were growing up playing hockey in Rankin, would you have expected to end up here, playing junior in Saskatchewan?
Not really, no. I was just kind of hoping to go down south somewhere for hockey, and wherever I ended up, I would be happy, and it worked out pretty good.
You've played, obviously Estevan's your third team now. You played on some pretty different teams. Your first year there in Melville, it was kind of a middle-of-the-pack team, and then last year, both teams you played on were really good. What are you hoping to bring here to Estevan with the experience you've got and, the skill set that you bring to the ice?
Just the winning attitude and being on a winning team. It's quite the experience when you're winning a lot of games and when you're at the top of the league, and hopefully we could bring that here, and hopefully I could do my part to help us.
One last thing, it's Halloween this week. Are you dressing up?
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Not planning on it for now, but anything could happen, I guess.
All right, thanks, Roger. Welcome back to the Beef Bar Bruins Banter TV. We're with another of the newest Bruins, Brendan Wild. Brendan, you were traded from Weyburn a week ago. Not many guys can say that they were traded from Weyburn to Estevan, or vice versa with the rivalry there. What's it like to go from one side of that to the other?
It's obviously a bit kind of weird. I mean, when I was in Weyburn, they talked about how much they hated Estevan, and I kind of had to hate them too, but now can't wait to play Weyburn.
So when you came in here, I know you went into the room and went around and shook everybody's hands and whatever. So did you say, hey guys, I used to hate you, but now I guess we're in the same room together?
No, well, I only played them an exhibition game, and they didn't really like me very much, so kind of got to start making friends.
You played your first game there on Friday against the North Stars. Brought some energy to the game there. How would you describe, your skill set, what you bring to a team?
Well, I mean, I could put the puck in the net, but I mean, energy is what I would like to bring. I mean, so if we get down a goal, and hopefully my line can go out and change the momentum, and hopefully pop a few in as well.
Obviously, you ended up here in Saskatchewan from BC. What has that been like? Obviously playing Junior B in BC there, and now the Junior A game in Saskatchewan.
It's totally different. I mean, well, I was in BCHL for a few games there, and just totally different. I mean, BCHL has more skill guys, and there's no hitting at all. And then here, it's more type of my game, just the grinding way, and I love it. You know what I mean? It's a totally different lifestyle, and I think I've adapted to it pretty well.
All right, thanks, Brendan. Welcome back to the Beef Bar Bruins Banter TV. We're here at the Beef with Bruins assistant coach, temporary head coach Cole Zahn. Cole, you were the main guy behind the bench there Tuesday in Yorkton. Keith being away at the World Junior Challenge camp there in Calgary. And a big win over Yorkton with a few guys out of the lineup. I mean, are you ready to kind of kick him out and take over that job now?
No, not yet. No, it was nice to be behind the bench there. Obviously, I haven't been accustomed to working with the forwards. Working mostly with the defense, but it was a good change of scenery for me to go up there work with the forwards. Obviously, it's a little bit harder, having to juggle lines when you get guys thrown out or penalties or whatnot. But it was a good turnout, a good result for us, I guess, going into Yorkton getting the 2 points. And with Keith getting back tonight, it'll be good just to get back into the swing of things and get back there with the defense.
What's it like, obviously as the assistant, you've got your areas that you work with and sort of your routine, going from that to being the main guy and having to, kind of keep an eye on everything.
It's, I didn't know what to expect with Keith being gone. Didn't know what to expect working with the forwards, having to, get the buses in order, run the pregame skates, run practices, stuff like that. I mean, I've ran a few pregame skates and practices, so that wasn't a big deal to me. But, just making sure everything's ready to go, making sure the bus is loaded, the guys are on there, everything we need is on the bus, everything like that. That was a big change for me. And, now I understand why Keith can be stressed out sometimes. It is a lot of work there. And, for him just being, that was just being the head coach kind of thing. With him being the head coach GM, it's a lot of pressure on him. And it could be a lot stressful. So, for me going into there, doing that, I love doing it. It was fun working with the guys, working with the forwards, and just doing the pregame speeches, stuff like that was a lot different for me, but it was really good, a lot of fun.
You guys had Kyle Garrigan there helping you out a bit too. It must have been nice just to have another guy there who's, so you're not doing everything.
Well, it was nice having Kyle there. I mean, me and Kyle have been friends ever since I moved down here. I got to meet him through the Kohlers, stuff like that. I went out, watched a few games, and I got to meet him, just a couple of skates on the ice and everything like that. So obviously when the time came and we needed another guy on the bench, he was the first guy that I looked to. Obviously being with the Bruins, being alumni, being a captain here, I knew that what he was going to bring to the table. And getting him on the bench, getting him some experience, I think it opened his eyes just to not just being a player, but what it's like being a coach and having to deal with these guys on a day-to-day basis. We had him out to a couple practices and stuff like that, and he brought a lot of knowledge to the game behind the bench there. He was talking to guys all the time, and if the opportunity arises to get another guy back, Kyle would definitely be the guy that I would look to.
Talking about that game in Yorkton there on Tuesday, I mean, you guys had Kelk out of the lineup, Reach Berkaliak, a huge win there, 5-3. Over what had been one of the hottest teams in the league to start the year. How huge is a win like that for the confidence and just to show that you are a good team and you can beat teams like that?
It's huge. I mean, especially going into Yorkton. Me and Keith were talking after the game there, and we haven't won in Yorkton. We didn't win at all there last year. So going in there this year, first time up in Yorkton, getting the win with guys like Reach, Berkaliak, Noof, Glass. Those guys, Kauk, out of the lineup. It's a huge confidence booster for the guys, especially the veteran guys. I think they were pretty down on themselves, and they knew going into Yorkton it's going to be a tough place to play, and they kind of had it in the back of their minds. But we went out there, we stuck to our game system. I wasn't very impressed with our third period. I thought we had a little bit of a letdown there. Obviously, with a 4-1 lead, you're going to expect that, but that's something we got to address going forward here. Is our third periods. That's something that we got to address and make it so the guys come out even harder. You obviously know that Yorkton, especially Yorkton, in their own barn, are going to come out hard in the third period if they're down. So for us to go out there, get the 2 points, come out of there with the 2 points is huge. And we're just looking forward to tonight, getting out to Notre Dame and hopefully getting 2 points there.
One of the big themes in that game, too, was Hudson Morrison and Darcy DeRoos really continuing their strong play of late. They had that breakout game there against Battlefords on Friday and then 6 points between them against Yorkton. What do you think's been working so well for those guys?
They got a lot of chemistry there. Obviously, Darcy's finding himself right now. He's a big-bodied guy, skates well, handles the puck very well. We put him on the wing, and you get Morrison out there who is very tenacious. He doesn't give up on the puck. Doesn't matter whether it's in the offensive zone, defensive zone. He's not going to give up on the puck, and they're both very smart players. They read off each other very well. They put the puck into positions where they're going to be able to go get it. They're not going to dump a puck in and put it to the goaltender so the goaltender can play it. They're going to put it a soft chip so their teammates can go and get it. And then you get Paslowski out there with that line, and he's another big body guy that, doesn't mind the physical play. If he uses his body a little bit more, he's going to be a little more effective. But for the most part, those three guys have been playing very well for us. They're a really hot line right now, and we're going to stick with those guys as long as we can.
3 wins in a row heading into that game in Notre Dame. Do you guys feel like you've turned the corner now and you're, kind of leaving the start of the season behind,
That's the feeling that I'm getting from the dressing room, being out of practices, being in the dressing room with the guys. That's the feeling that I'm getting. They're very happy right now. They're not comfortable where we are, but they know that we can play with any team in this league. We can beat any team in this league when we want to. We just got to go out there, stick to our systems, play a consistent 60 minutes, and as long as we're taking care of the D zone, the offense is going to come. That was one of the biggest things at the start of the season, was we were a little bit snake bitten. But the last few games, we've been able to put the puck in the net. We've been working harder around the net to get those opportunities and put them in the back of the net. So that's that's a plus for us going forward. We just got to carry it on and take it one game at a time.
All right, thanks, Cole.